Alright, so chapter 19 is really short. It is 2 lessons. One on perimeter, which you know how to do, and one on finding the circumference of a circle. So for perimeter, it is the total distance around the outside of an object. Very simple. All we're going to do is add up all 3 sides of a triangle, or 4 sides of a quadrilateral, or however many sides the shape has. We'll take all of them, add them up. So for the first guy, we have sides of 8 2/3, 10 1/3, and 3 1/4. I need to add those. These are fractions. When we add fractions, we need to have a common denominator. So we do need to change all of these. So the whole numbers get to stay. 8, 10, and 3 won't change. The fractions will all now have a denominator of 12. Since my original denominators are 4 and 3, the LCD is 12, so I'll drop that in. Now, in the first fraction, to change the 3 into 12, we had to multiply it by 4. So 2 times 4 is 8 for the top. In the second fraction, I again had to change 3 to 12, multiplied by 4. So 1 times 4 means my new numerator is 4. And in the bottom fraction, to change 4 into 12, we had to multiply by 3. 1 times 3 is 3. And now we add. 8 and 4 is 12, and 3 is 15. So we have 15 twelfths. We will have to deal with that. 8 plus 0 plus 3 is 11. Carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Alright, so 21 and 15 twelfths. You can't give me an answer like that because you can't give me a partially improper answer. So I can take 1/12 away from 15. That would give me 22 and 3/12 left over. And 3/12 simplifies to 22 and 1/4. Yes, you have to go through the whole process. Your fractions have to have a common denominator. You have to simplify by, if you got an improper fraction, figuring out how many times you can take the denominator out of the numerator. And then if you get a simplifiable fraction, you do have to simplify it. So the answer to the first problem is 22 1/4. And we don't have a unit of measurement here, so it's just 22 1/4. Now I'm going to have to erase this so I actually have room to do everything else. So give me one moment. We'll clear this out. Okay. The next shape has a whole bunch of sides, and they're all decimals. So we're going to have to add them all up. What's the key thing that you need to remember when you're adding decimals? And I hope everybody's thinking, at least, line up the decimal points. So pick somewhere to start. I'm going to start with 21.1. And I'm going to go clockwise around, which means the next side is going to be my 6.4, then my 9.3, then my 2 8.8s, and then the 6.4 on the right. And we're just going to add all these up. And I'm going to run through the directions for the next problem. That's not a big deal. This is just straight up addition, guys. Drop the decimal point. It stays where it is. And now add. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 3 is 8, plus 8 is 16, plus 8 is 24, plus 4 is 28. So we put the 8 down and the 2 up. 2 and 1 is 3, and 6 is 9, and 9 is 18, and 8 is 26, and 8 is 34, and 6 is 40. So drop the 0, carry the 4. 4 and 2 is 6. We've got 60.8 meters. We are given a unit of measurement on this problem, so we are required to put it on the answer. So 60.8 meters. And the last example here is a rectangle. So on a rectangle, I don't have to list every side. Same thing on a parallelogram. I don't have to list every side, because opposite sides are congruent, meaning opposite sides are the same. So on this, the bottom is 5, and the left side is 3.5. So here are my numbers. I just need to add. 5 and 5 is 10. 3.5 and 3.5 is 7. 10 and 7 is 17 feet. So if you're given all the sides, just add them up. If you're missing some sides, think, is this a shape where opposite sides are the same? Can I just go ahead and fill it in? The other thing I might ask you to do in this section is find a missing side. So here I'm giving you the perimeter, and I'm giving you 3 of the 4 sides. So what we want to do is add what we're given, then subtract it from perimeter. So we are given 8.1, 3.4, and 8.9. So let's add those up real fast. Remember to line up your decimal points. 1 and 4 is 5, and 9 is 14. Carry the 1. 1 and 8 is 9, and 3 is 12, and 8 is 20. Subtract what that is from P, which is 25. So 25 minus 20.4. Line up your decimal points. 25 needs to become 25.0 to do this problem. You do have to borrow from the 5. 10 minus 4 is 6. 4 minus 0 is 4. 2 minus 2 is nothing. So the missing side is 4.6 centimeters.